if you know what good business looks like, then you shouldn't be getting burnt by bad business. It's when you fall for the banana in the tailpipe, when somebody was able to sell you a dream that you paid somebody $20,000 for them to run your ads, and you never once
did no proper research.
Enter an EIN number. Hey, man.
Because we all know who the scumbags are.
We all
And if we know, it's the information is accessible.
You mean to tell me you gave someone 20 grand, you
Yes.
didn't bother to do a check
No.
on that person?
I got the cheat code to the street. Gotta make sure that my family. I get the cheat code, I'm a beast. They should've never let me out of lease. Stop all the cap, I'm just trying to see. You really back what you talk on the beat. They put me in, I'ma walk on the beat. I eat my plate and it make me obese. I been pushing lyrics like a kingpin. And when the day we got them
Olaf.
But sign it in. So did you guys know that if you sign up, if you go in your TikTok, and in the upper right-hand corner, you
I
go
need
to
help with that, by the
your
way.
TikTok creator
Getting into
studio.
your TikTok?
No, I need you.
Oh, you
to-
scared me.
He knows what I mean.
Yeah, that-
Okay.
If you look in your TikTok creator studio, when you schedule your posting,
Yes.
you know how when you schedule, you could view more. I think this is only available for the business option. I'm not sure. But in the left-hand side, towards the bottom, like, you know me, I'm always going down towards the bottom. I want to see where
You
it
want to
ends.
see where everything is, yeah.
And there's an option. There's a little orange bar, and it says Curator Boost. So when you click on it, it opens you up and it redirects you to a window. And I'm gonna see if I can get it to the team in time so we can post this in the description. But if you are fancy yourself in being a creator or anything like that, TikTok has a program where if you create an animated filter, they'll give you a creator boost. But you have to create it within 15 days from the day you download the program or application. So if you download it today, you got 15 days to be able to create it and submit it. And if they like it, they're going to give you a creator boost. I thought that was pretty cool.
That is cool.
Because if you know ahead of time as an artist when you're going to be releasing stuff, I mean, maybe you have a catalog. This might work for like a Jeezy. Which Jeezy record are you familiar with? And then you have the records flat down where people have to blink and leave their head or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Or a new independent artist, or who did Money Long sing these lyrics? You know what I mean? So there could be a whole bunch of different ways for some of these artists and their teams to really get more involved.
If it were TikTok, though, you probably shouldn't choose a universal artist to do that with.
Yeah, I mean,
Money Long's not on there anymore.
An
Jeezy's not on there
independent
anymore.
artists, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whoever, you know. Oh, you're talking about UMG.
Do we think that this is gonna get solved and it's gonna?
Of course it will. It's about money,
it's
man.
It's a negotiation tactic.
About money.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, if they has anybody stopped selling?
No.
I think Beyonce dropped the record after the Super Bowl.
2 country records.
Huh? What?
2
Country
country records.
records.
Come on, man. Let's listen.
Yeah.
Let's be real. It's a platform. It is not the begin all end all. It's
Yeah,
a
agree.
free platform.
It's a free platform.
People don't have to pay for it to listen to it. That's why they can only use but so much of your music, because that company has to pay, and they're only willing to pay for a certain percentage of your song to be used. It's all about money.
It is. You guys said something really interesting before we sat down. You said this was the most capitalistic Super Bowl in the history of you guys watching the Super Bowl.
It was betting all throughout it.
Yeah, it was about this
It
one
was
was
about
definitely
money, right?
Yeah.
I
definitely
didn't
agree.
watch it, so I can't speak on it.
Yeah.
But that's interesting to me.
But it was also the most interactive, because I think
That
Nickelodeon
too.
came in and they did the Bikini Bottom Super Bowl again,
Right.
where it was completely animated. The halftime show, arguably the if not the greatest, second to Michael Jackson only, in my opinion.
I say
Right.
top 2.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah?
top 3, definitely
Wow.
up there with
Okay.
one of the greats.
Top 3, top 2.
The game
That's
was
what my
a back
Instagram
and
feed is
forth.
saying.
You know,
It's
it was
ranking him as number
defense.
2 right under Michael Jackson.
It did what it was supposed to do, but as far as the marketing of it, I mean, it was in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So
and it was an
supposed
Apple
to be a
Music.
spectacle.
It was an Apple Music.
It was an Apple
halftime
Music
show. by
yeah,
the way.
Yes.
event. They paid 15 million, 30 million, I
50
forget.
million, I heard.
50,
50.
50, yes.
I heard
And
50
Nike-
Usher performed
Nike
for free.
got a hotel
Yes, they all
suite.
do.
Yeah, they all
Yeah.
performed for
Nike
free.
had shut down a hotel suite and put 1,000 of their most exclusive Air Maxes in this hotel suite.
Oh, that's really
So
cool.
it's like suite, Max or whatever it is. I don't
Which
know
hotel?
what it was.
Just curious. Wow.
I'm just, reading about it and moving around, and in I can't wait until I'm able to crack my knuckles and dive into the marketing research of the Super Bowl. Which ads?
It's coming.
Which ads were the best? Which
Oh,
ads
it'll be
were the
out today.
worst? Which
Yeah.
ones? Yeah, it'll be out immediately. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to get back because I was, I noticed
Ad
that
Age
we talked
Marketing
about
Week.
it
You said right at 6:30.
at 6:30.
You're assuming it's kickoff.
I'm on the computer. I'm doing something, and the wife is doing something else. And we had spoke briefly about that. Watch the game tonight. I was like, I don't know. I think I may. What time does the game start? 6:30.
6:30.
So I look up and it's 6:30, and it's 6:30 on the head. She changes the remote control and puts it on the game. Here's the commercial for Quiet Place 2. I thought that was phenomenal. Okay, that anybody that turned on that television at 6:30 saw this commercial, and it was a great movie commercial. And then I went on to see the FanDuel commercial with Gronkowski and the field goal kick, which was live.
What was
blew
that?
my mind. Where people on FanDuel, or whichever one of the two DraftKings, or whichever one FanDuel might have been,
FanDuel.
they had a chance to bet if Gronkowski was going to make the kick or miss the kick.
Okay.
And funniest thing is that as soon as it comes on, I thought it was a commercial because it cuts to in a commercial and Gronkowski's wearing this uniform. And then at the bottom it says, "Do you have a gambling problem? Call."
Right.
Funniest thing in the world.
I saw that on all of them.
Yeah, they got their disclaimer
I
on there.
think
If you
they
got a
have
gambling
to.
problem, call.
Yeah.
You know, what a coincidence that the first Super Bowl in Las Vegas went into overtime and was decided on the last play of the game.
Facts.
I love it. You know, it's just, you can't script real life any better
Yeah,
than this. You
and,
know,
Kansas City and Taylor Swift won.
I'm not a
I'd like
conspiracy
to know what the
theorist. I
betting
don't think
rooms
the
were
fix is
doing
in. I'm not
during the
gonna say
game,
that.
because they
Taylor
were
Swift
like
got
in
a
the
lot of
center of
looks.
it.
Man, I'm telling you, she
Ice
had at
Spice
least,
got a lot of looks. Sukianna got a lot of looks. It was a lot of people there.
Ice Spice came with Taylor Swift.
This
Taylor
was the first Super Bowl that had
Smart.
VIP sections and bottle service.
Yeah.
My boy. Huh?
They did
had
highlight,
VIP
they did
section on the
highlight
sideline
LeBron
with bottle
James,
service. Like,
Savannah.
Did they have sparklers?
Yes.
It was LeBron James, Savannah,
love
Jay-Z, Beyonce.
Yeah, they definitely weren't down there in the bottle section. Jay-Z was probably like, whatever, bro. I'll be on
We
the field
finally
with my
saw one of the
daughters.
twins. I haven't seen Sir yet.
Okay.
That's the twin boy. I haven't seen. Well, we saw the daughter. We always see Blue.
He's in charge of music, right? Jay-Z is. He's in charge of music for the NFL.
NFL, yes.
NFL.
Gotta love it.
NFL Super Bowl.
Gotta
Yes.
love it.
So it's dope.
What an amazing halftime show. It was great to see urban culture infiltrate
And particularly Atlanta.
America's sport. Because I know baseball is America's pastime, but football is America. Every other sport, every other country in the world that recognizes football, you kick it with your feet.
Facts.
This is the only country where football, we pick it up and throw it, right?
Pick it up and throw it.
So I think, and Major League Baseball, the World Series is big. It's not as big as the Super Bowl.
Agreed.
The final NBA finals are big. They're not as big as the Super Bowl. Stanley Cup, big, not as big as the Super Bowl.
It's one game. That's why it's one
The
game.
only thing bigger than the
Yeah.
Super Bowl is the World Cup. And the World Cup happens every 4 years.
Facts.
And that's coming
I
to
agree with
Atlanta
that.
for a couple weeks,
Yeah.
for a couple months
Yeah.
too. Yeah, the only thing bigger in the world than the Super Bowl is the World Cup.
Cup.
They watch the World Cup on every continent of the world.
I agree with that.
And there's a military
agree with
base. There's an American military base in every country in the world.
agree
So
with that.
whoever's not in America and wants to get a piece of America, trust me, they're watching the Super Bowl. Patriots and soldiers and stuff like that, those people that are, making the ultimate sacrifice for us, they're watching it wherever they are abroad. So it was a good game from
And,
what
and
I
they said
understand.
the commercials minimum for the Super Bowl was $7 million.
That's the entry price?
The cheapest was $7 million for a commercial slot.
I heard the game and I watched the commercials because I was working.
And
So as the
halftime,
game
you watched
come out,
halftime, right?
I watched it. Yeah, I watched the halftime. I stopped everything and I had to watch Usher.
Yeah,
I had
He did
to
good.
watch my boy do his thing. I kind of figured he was coming out on the roller skates, and when he did, I was like, ah. And then Alicia Keys with the big red piano.
Wait,
What a
wait,
great show.
wait. Stripper poles. There were strippers. There were dancers.
Dancers, yes.
On poles.
Yes.
It was at least like 8 poles.
Yeah.
And there were
Okay,
dancers going
okay.
down.
Will.i.am had the
So it was
futuristic
Atlanta
mask
in the
on,
house.
the time, the
Nice.
watch that was on the stage. My wife was like, babe, look at the stage. And they had turned the stage into this
Will.i.am
moving
was
time
there.
watch. It was like,
Will.i.am,
cool.
Lil Jon.
I love him. Have you seen his Mercedes?
No.
Okay, you got to Google Will.i.am.
Oh, the one that
and
makes
his
music when you
Mercedes.
drive it. Yeah.
It makes
Wow,
music when
that's
you
nice.
drive.
Stop and
Yes.
speed up or left or right.
Jermaine
creates music.
Dupree's outfit was questionable, but it's okay.
You didn't like the church socks with the shorts? Look like Boss Baby.
No.
Don't at me, Jermaine Dupri. I'm just telling you what I seen on the internet.
The crease was slick in them shorts though, but
Yeah.
outside of that,
Yeah.
I think he did that for trolling purposes. He had to have.
Who was he trolling?
He knew that it was going to be the talk
And
because you know how
attention.
memes start.
Yeah,
Yeah.
an attention grabber.
I love it though. I mean, listen, if anybody
One
was
time for Usher's
if there was anybody
for his Jordans.
partially aside from Usher responsible for Usher's success, then you got to
Of
throw Jermaine
course,
Dupri in the
of
mix.
course.
Usher came in and showed up, did all the work for 30 years. He's done the whole catalog, but I'm sure Jermaine Dupri played a very
course.
intricate part
course.
in his success, and
He
it was
gonna be
only
there.
right for him to be there.
And one time for Ludacris. Ludacris came
2
out.
times for Ludacris. Weren't they just talking nonsense about Ludacris too, that he couldn't rap and he had to get on the internet and slap somebody verbally? And here he is again. We were just talking about that before the camera came on. You guys have been waiting for us to talk about this DJ and artist shenanigans, and I refuse to. I will
have
not
nothing to say.
partake in the circus. But it is so ironic and so funny that a week after all of this
just saw your shirt.
long, drawn-out conversation, Atlanta shuts down the Super Bowl. Atlanta sweeps the Grammys. Domani breaks the internet freestyling. There's just so many things going on in the A. And then to hear the tastemakers in the A just walk around with turd dripping off of them is the funniest thing in the world to me. Because y'all had so much to say when you thought you were right, and then karma slapped you dead in your mouth and told you to sit down and be
As
quiet.
it always
But
does.
did you notice
Karma's
that
a mother-
very successful artists had nothing to say or partake in that particular? Very successful people really didn't participate in any of that.
I think the dialogue is necessary. Let me just say
Dialogue
this.
is definitely necessary.
The dialogue is necessary because that's how we're able to air. I think the term for this whole thing was grievances. I think being able to communicate our differences and our grievances amongst each other is only going to move the culture forward. And shout out to Strictly for the culture. Get your sweater. It's conversation, dialogue, communication. I don't have to like you to be able to respect you and communicate with you. I don't like you means I don't have to deal with you, but I have to have enough self-respect to know that if I'm dealing with another human being, it's because I'm choosing to. So that person deserves respect until you deserve disrespect.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying to you?
fact.
And by that logic, that conversation, I don't want to partake in it because I'm a jerk. I'm going to tell you the kind of jack that I am. I went to go pull up all of the parties involved. I went and pulled up all of their profiles and all of their releases and all of their public information,
I know you
business
did.
dealings.
I know
because
you
I'm
did.
a scumbag. Because if you're going to stand up here and you're going to pontificate and you're going to preach and you're going to
Better
try
be
to
right.
lead people, you should be doing right for yourself.
Right.
Agreed.
So when I looked and I opened the curtain and I peeked back there and I was like, man, these are like real clowns. They're not even wearing makeup. They're not even hiding the wigs no more. This is just the circus.
Yeah.
This is what this is. This is for entertainment. This is not to push the culture
This is
forward.
the WWE.
This is for entertainment,
It
and that's
is.
what that conversation was. That was for entertainment.
That's
That
where
was
it went. I
for
think it started-
clicks
I think
and
it started
likes.
nicely.
It started there. It started because sensationalism sells. Because the most reaction you've ever gotten any of our cheat code episodes was the last episode because you cussed, rant, and raved. Because they love you and they love her, but they respect when you snap. That's why they like to show up and watch
Even
me
my
blow a gasket.
sister called me and said, "Is he okay?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? So conversations like that are needed. But who are the people that are holding these conversations? Shout out to Day Day and the bank for offering up, opening their doors to have
Black-owned.
such a black-owned business in the city. They open their doors to let people come in there and discuss things that can help advance the culture, advance everybody in the city. It's phenomenal. I just wish that
love
it was.
Day Day.
I wish that there would be more thought into what it is that we're demanding from a business that we give so little to.
I think it's and I don't want to give it too much attention, but I do think it's a disconnect in communication between artist and DJ. And both people are expecting something in return. And often more than many, a DJ gets forgotten about. This is
Agreed.
a fact.
Agreed.
The DJ gets forgotten about because the artist blows up and then will charge full price and barely even a discount to his mama for anything. The DJ is usually that's why I do feel away.
Because the money
sometimes.
runs out,
But
right?
can I?
But when the money
also
runs out,
say-
and I'm gonna let
sorry.
you come.
Yeah,
The money runs out. Guess where you come to first?
the DJs.
You come
go back, to your
the
basics.
DJ.
You go back to your basics
because that's what started
Yes.
you up. So and that's all I'm saying.
You're 100% accurate.
I agree with you 1,000%.
They're your
But
first.
I also have to tell you that there's not one person who blows up an artist.
Exactly.
So a DJ will play a role. People on their team will play a role.
Exactly.
Press will play a role. There's so many people for the artist to take care of.
Yep.
And it becomes very difficult. And I'm not making excuses because I have personally seen artists make promises to DJ and then not fulfill them.
Yeah.
And I have an issue with that.
Yeah.
Because I
I've
don't
seen
understand
DJs
why you
make
do that to
promises
another
to artists
person.
and not fulfill them. I've seen
That too.
Correct.
DJs
Correct.
take advantage of the fact that artists are green as a pool table and twice as square and manipulate them and
was funny.
finesse everything that they can take out of them. I've seen it all. I've sat in rooms and had to witness this. I've been with people that will pick you up and be like, "Hey man, I want you to come over here and sit here and let's go. I want you to sit here while I handle this meeting." And then they'll collect some money. And on the way out, they're going to give you some money too. Why are you giving me some money? Because if they come looking for me, they're going to come look for you too. You might as well get in on it. What?
Yeah.
What do you mean, bro? Did you just take this money from these people and you weren't finna do nothing, man? You know how the game go. No, I do
that's-
not.
that's not how the game
I've
go.
been in the car. I've been in the room. I've been walking out of meetings where that has happened,
Right,
bro.
right.
So it can't nobody tell me that it doesn't happen. That's why I say the conversation with artists and DJs was not for me to partake in.
Yeah, because there's good and bad in everything that we talked about. And I feel like we were only highlighting the bad and talking about the bad. And I'm over here like, okay, so where's the good parts of this, and how can we make more good parts of this? How can we talk about
Exactly.
the positive parts
And make them bigger.
instead of gaslighting the negative part and
Yes.
just making it seem like it's a group of people you're talking about. You're talking about all of them. No. Call some out there.
Right.
Call them by name.
Pineapple. Call them out.
Yep.
Don't
Call them by
just
name.
generalize it and say you DJs.
No.
Because that's incorrect.
Very-
That's not correct. And
Very,
DJs
and
are
it's a
just
black eye on
and
everybody.
And like you said, DJs to me are the first part. You need multiple parts.
Yes.
But sometimes these parts that you also need will look and say, hey, Ferrari, hey, such and such, is this song really doing good, or are they paying for this, or is this inflated? They're gonna ask someone on the ground, and that's the people that are on the ground. So when you generalize and you say the word DJs, a DJ is gonna say, who you talking about? You ain't talking about me. And of course, the big ones are not gonna really respond because they know you're not talking about them. But what about the ones who? I feel like there are levels to DJing, right? You
course.
have your
Yes.
celebrity DJ,
Yes.
right? Then you have your good DJ.
A celebrity
It's
DJ is a
more-
prominent DJ
correct.
Yes.
who just gets
Famous-
they're notoriety. They're
famous DJ.
notable
And
for
those
being a
become
DJ.
Funkmaster Flex.
DJ
is a
Drama,
celebrity.
Funkmaster Flex,
Correct.
DJ
They become
Envy, Bigger
executives.
Rankin.
They become executives
Okay.
to some part because of who they are and they have influence. But then you have your, I don't want to call it generic DJ, but you have your really good DJs that truly love DJing and that's all they want to do.
Technical DJ, they're skilled
DJ
DJs.
Bluetooth. He
DJ
only
Jazzy
wants
Jeff, DJ Scratch,
to DJ, Mixmaster
skilled
David.
DJs.
He only wants to DJ. He doesn't want to do anything else. That's what God put him on the earth to do. Those people, you're generalizing them when you're saying you guys,
Right.
because that's not cool. Call them out. That's all I'm saying. Call out who did bad business. Call them out.
I think
with
it's
that.
easier to generalize because it's kind of like it's taboo.
It's easier because now you don't
It's
want to
easier.
call because some
It's-
people don't want to call nobody out.
So
that's what happened
It's a
to me.
preference thing. At the end of the day, if you know what good business looks like, then you shouldn't be getting burnt by bad business. It's when you fall for the banana in the tailpipe, when somebody was able to sell you a dream that you paid somebody $20,000 for them to
And you
run your
did no
ads and you
research.
never
You did
once
no proper research.
enter an EIN
Right.
number. Hey
Right.
man,
Because we all know who the scumbags are.
we all
And if
know.
we know, it's the information is
You
accessible.
mean to tell me you gave someone 20 grand? You
Yes.
didn't bother to do a check
No.
on that person?
I know somebody right now that signed an artist and has put 200,000 in them and never bothered to research one ISRC. Never bothered to one search. Maybe if this artist does good, maybe I want to drag in all of their music over to this catalog. Just maybe. Let me go see who owns that music.
I know who you're talking about.
So, at the end of the day, and this is why all of these things, there's no HR department, there's no personnel department in the music industry. We all throw the blame is on the
Can
DJ
you please-
first
can you-
because the
can you
DJ
say that again?
is the
There's
one.
no HR
There's
department.
no HR, there's no personnel, there's
no
no ethics
ethics.
board, none of that. So right now,
There's
if you're
ethics.
hot, well, there are ethical people, but there's no ethic committee.
Okay, got it.
There's
committee,
ethical
there's nothing
people,
being
yeah, but there's no
enforced. Got it.
ethical
Got
committee
it.
to be enforcing. There's no United Nations. There's no Supreme Court of the
Right.
music system that's going to penalize you for doing wrong. No, people can get up here and spew misinformation, spew lies and
Get some money
maliciousness, and
ride off into the
on to
sunset.
And it's what it is.
It's very short-sighted, though. It doesn't really last.
Doesn't last.
Yeah.
Some people
Well,
can sustain it for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you do it right.
There's a way to do
Unfortunately.
there's a way to do any
Yes.
business
Unfortunate.
to where you can make money. And whether you're selling cars, you're selling dental insurance, you're selling wigs, you're selling music, there's a way that you can set up your business. I just recently saw an interview with a prominent female comedian. And she got up there and she said that she was making $50,000 an episode. And then in the same breath said that she didn't know that she was supposed to restructure contracts and but you were making $50,000 an episode. And if you did 100 episodes, you made $5 million. You couldn't get $5,000 to go give to a better lawyer to ask if this contract is in your best interest. Takes a while to film 100 episodes, I'm sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Nobody bothered to explain these things and nobody bothered to think these things. Nobody bothers to think how the television turns on or what's broadcast in it or how the noise comes out of it.
Yeah.
You take it for granted. And because you think it's a simple process, you want to wake up one day and decide you want to make jingles. And when you make jingles, you want to go give them to the people that make jingles famous. And then when they get the money and you don't, you mad. But I created it. Yeah, but they own it, bozo. And that's what we're trying to change with the music industry, is that the people who owned it never created it. Now in 2024, you've got people telling you, you own it, own it first. You created it, own
Exactly.
it before you let it get exploited, before you put it out in the world. Even if you don't want no money from it, guess what you can do? You can grab the information, and then you can make more of that for more people that like that.
Yeah.
And that could be the reward within itself, is supplying the demand of the people, whether it's music with emotion or mood music or ASMR. Me and Blaine were talking about that joking before on the YouTube channel, people cracking backs and stuff. Whatever it is, if there's a genre for it, the only way to measure something grows is to, the only way something will grow is to measure it.
Cheat code.
Cheat code.
Get 2 cups, you itty bitty.
You itty bitty.